Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
Oh, yeah!
Hey, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
Now do what I do and say what I say and make me proud. Fall in? Yeah!
Oh, I hope there's kittens out there, because it ain't Bar Lubitsch, but it'll do. It's Fake Mustache Studios, and we have a very handsome Greg Proops. Thanks for coming, my man.
Thank you, Jay.
I'm sorry you had to park so far away. There's a lot of construction going on around here.
I love this neighborhood.
It's a great neighborhood. It's a lot better when there aren't dumpsters and fucking lunch trucks outside your own driveway. When you have to tell the lunch truck, could you back it up? I'm leaving. I'm going to Mass.
Right.
Could you back up your lunch truck, Kiki?
No, I can't. I'm making egg sandwiches. So,
Oh, sorry. You know what? There's, that's what's good about Catholicism. There's
Right.
lots of. They give you many tries. Were you religious growing up?
No, I did go to Sunday school when I was really little. I was thinking about it with my wife today because she mentioned something about when she went to Sunday school. And what I liked was they bought me a suit when I was like 7. And I used to pretend I was James Bond with a Star Trek tracer gun that I had.
Nice, dude.
So that was what I liked about Sunday school. It was kind of boring to me and weird, but
It is boring.
yeah.
That really is the bad part of church. If you're a kid, is somehow they have not been able to bridge the gap to the under. I'll say under 26.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know what I liked were the stories. Like I liked the locust and the plagues and all that.
Yeah.
The Old Testament stuff I thought was just insane.
Do you have a favorite book of the Bible?
Well, I like your Mark and your Matthew. Anytime Jesus, which book is the Beatitudes in? Is that Mark or John or something?
That's Mark. I'm a big Matthew guy.
Oh yeah, man. No, Matthew's
It's
quite
like
good.
Christ is Buddhist almost.
Player's
coach.
Exactly. I liked that part of the Bible the best when Jesus is
Be cool, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody chill.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I've just been in East Asia, found some really neat herbs. Everyone just chill out.
Don't you think that's what happened?
That's that. I have buddies that are not like Illuminati black helicopter guys like Phil and like just regular Italian like Catholic guys who are like, hey, he disappeared for like 20 years. They say he went to the Asia Orient and really got into Buddhism.
So the news got all the way to every Catholic.
I guess so. The Catholics really were all about I don't know. I think the Spanish were all about making. You would know this more than me. That the reason most of the world is Christian and not Catholic is that the Spanish Empire was obsessive about land, and the Catholics were more about like hospitals and please at any time correct me if I say something foolish. So like Columbus came over for the Queen,
very much
and
so.
like, hey, here we are. We're good to go.
They always brought priests.
And then, like, I think the first Catholic was Lord Baltimore. Baltimore, Maryland was the first, like, big Catholic to come and put a flag someplace.
And St. Augustine, or Florida, I think, has
that's
like 16th
been down there?
century.
That's super old town.
No, I haven't, and I'd love to go.
You'd love it.
Because that's a real conquistador place. Ponce de Leon went there, and a bunch of guys who preceded Columbus. And
I love when it's so old, like the doorways are too small.
Yeah, because everybody's 3 feet tall.
Everybody.
What are they, hunchbacks?
Yeah. Were your parents religious?
Not really.
Just enough to go. Maybe Greg could go to Sunday school.
Yeah, my mother's mother was a very religious lady, and I used to read her like Bible quizzes. She had like Bible books and stuff, and there were quizzes in the back, and she'd nail them, right? Like I'd read her a quote, and she'd go Deuteronomy, and like I love that about her. But my dad was completely irreligious. When he passed, they wanted to have a big thing in a church and stuff because they lived in Mississippi at the time, and I was like, no. We're going to have it in a thing. We're all going to get up and talk. And afterward, they were like, we never seen anything like that. That was amazing, because I would have no minister.
Right.
It's like, it was a lie. It would be a lie about your life.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to pay that lie to my, I don't want anyone to do it for me, and I wouldn't do it for him.
It would be dishonoring him.
Pretty much. We put a picture of him up when he was in the Coast Guard in World War II, when he was a stud, and do it that way. Don't.
People make fun of the Coast Guard, but I got to tell you, when I'm like jogging on the beach down here and a Coast Guard ship goes by, or mostly the choppers I see, I get more excited. Like that's the gig.
Because they're in action all the time. They're not fighting wars. They do fight in wars.
It's only beaches.
Yeah.
You're never like on a base in Kansas.
No.
Painting curbs because there's nothing.
You're in
to
Fort
do.
Lauderdale.
You're in San Diego.
Yeah, you're in
up
Hyannis.
and up and down. Look at the bikinis through the periscope.
Right. Yeah. There's some great gigs, I think, in the Coast Guard. My dad was in San Francisco for a while, but they do in the war. Of course, they fight in wars, but they really have a good gig. What is their motto? Semper paratus, always ready.
Right. Now, did the Boy Scouts lift that from them a little? Like, be prepared?
I think so.
Were you a Boy Scout?
I was a wee below.
Weeblo, will be loyal scouts.
Yeah. And I didn't. I like the uniform again. As I said, I'm not gay. I make no case for it. Apparently, the suit and the uniform meant more to me.
You would have been a great Nazi.
I hate organization and I hate rules, but I love
a uniform.
Yeah, I love this. I love outfits. You know what I mean? Like they gave us a yellow scarf that you put with a little.
I remember
and
it
it
well.
had a wolf emblem that you rolled up the thing.
The
and
Weeblo.
You had this like blue coat with a fucking scarf.
And those 3 triangular patches. It was all
insignia.
rad.
Yeah,
Weeblos are rad, bro.
They had good unis, except I didn't like the shorty bills. The shorty bill on the cap was weak to me because in those days now ball players wear their caps, like wrappers flat. Yeah. But you remember, around a baseball in your back pocket, round, like ball players. So you wanted a long cap, but you wanted it down on the edges.
I did not remember the shorty cap that you just
remember
said.
The fucking shorty caps? They had yellow piping, and they might have had a yellow button. I can't remember, but they were blue.
It had a button for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember now, like you're flooding me with memories. The gig was to grab ass and wrestle as quickly as possible. So that the hat would fly off.
Right.
And then like, come on, guys, we got to start. And you would just be like, oh, my hat came off. I guess I'll start without it.
Yeah.
Just me and my sweaty bangs. The Weeblo uni, like the Cub Scout uni, you're so young, you're really not sure what's happening.
Yeah.
And the Boy Scout one, I used to think was a little dicey.
I was going to say, kind of brown shirty.
It is brown shirty. But now, I think now because it fell so, I'm assuming... And again, Greg Proops is the guest, and he is the smartest man in the world. And that is the name of his podcast, The Smartest Man in the World. So please download it. Go to iTunes, The Smartest Man in the World, and follow him on Twitter and find out where he's doing his Proopcasts. And for God's sakes, bring the man vodka. But Boy Scouts have fallen, like they went so far out of vogue.
Yeah.
That I think now it's kind of cool again.
Although I was doing that radio show last night, and one of the big stories was that they've renewed their ban against gays.
Oh, delightful.
My favorite part is not just the Scoutmasters, gay scouts. And I'm like, how do you tell if a 12-year-old boy is gay? If they're like watching Sex and the City, does that make them gay? Or if they like have their uniform neatly pressed? Like, it's such a stupid...
I know.
And then a guy called in and said when he was a scout, he had a 12-year-old friend. And there was an Eagle Scout there who was another 12-year-old, and they hooked up after hours. And, like, he was 12. He goes, he was my best friend, man. I didn't fucking care, but I knew he was with this other guy. Tigers, Wolf, Bear, Weebelo. Except our Weebelo uniforms were blue. They've changed them. These are new Weebelo uniforms.
Let me see.
Jay,
Corey
you're going to
just
have
pulled
to.
up a photo.
We wore blue.
This
I'm
is
almost
blue.
certain.
Handsome, that's blue.
Yeah.
It
says Weebelo on the khaki one there. But
the wolf
mine
one
was
is
more
what
like
we
the
use.
wolf.
We'll put that up on the Tumblr page. We got a good one.
We had yellow scarves. I distinctly remember. And the emblem
I think this wolf guy's got the yellow exactly as the uniform you're talking about, bro, right
that's
here.
the one,
This
man.
young man, this handsome Samson right here.
Yeah.
I think you can tell who the gay Boy Scouts are by the first kid to complain that the uniform's too matchy-matchy. It's a little matchy-matchy. Really? And
really? Blue socks too?
And a khaki belt?
Yeah.
Khaki pants, khaki shirt, khaki belt. This is matchy-matchy. You and
Can
I
we mix it up a little?
Yeah.
Can we wear our own hats?
Right. I have a hat at home that you'll love.
I've made a hat. And I think it exudes what we're about. That would be. But it's just so stupid. It's like, in any group where adults are supervising, the Catholic Church, a college, for instance, there's no controlling who's gay and who's not gay. The idea that you can keep gay people out of anything, like if 10% of the population is gay, then 10% of the population is gay, no matter what group you're in, you know.
And they don't wear signs.
No, and who cares?
The good ones do. The ones I admire, the ones that I see in like cut off shorts on Fire Island.
Yeah.
Like Rufus the Baptist.
Yeah, right.
Rufus Wainwright doing sonnets to Shakespeare.
Oh
and
my God.
Songs about, they'll demand my head and I will kneel down and give it to them, looking down, looking down.
Is that what he says?
Yeah. Rufus
He's
the
good.
Baptist.
He's very good.
He's from another dimension.
Yeah, he is,
I think
isn't
you
he?
and I are very similar that we're not gay, but I'm pretty sure we're both on the waiting list.
It's not. If I could do it without the sex, I think really, because I love the Wizard
as far
of
as our
Oz.
tastes.
Yeah, like I don't think it's wrong as a person to have, I don't think it makes you gay just because you like things that gay people and women like. I think it makes you a sensitive, unbelievably powerfully sexual man.
Just you saying that, I'm going to annihilate my wife tonight. That baby's going to bed at 6, and he doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
Usually goes to bed at about 7:30.
No, with your wife, do you watch? Does she watch shows that you watch?
Yeah, but I like them. Like
Right,
Sex in the
like-
City.
right, I like it
isn't
too.
my cup of tea. But as an actor and a guy that's written and produced, I can identify that they have made. Michael Patrick King has made a perfect 30 minutes of television.
Yeah.
And I may think the characters or whatever, and it's broady.
Well,
and
we're not
chicky,
allowed to argue that. Yeah.
but I love SJP.
right.
Love Noth. Chris Noth.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Noth. I love Mr. Big.
It's his greatest character. I mean,
He's
I know he's been
just-
in a million other shows, but that character
Yeah,
is
like I dig it, and I love the
Yeah.
show Girls.
Yeah.
Love the show Girls. And all right, here's how I will prove that you and I are on the same waiting list. And we're not gay, but you got to keep in mind you're talking to the guy, I believe the only guest host of Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live in the Bravo Clubhouse.
it does not get gayer, other than Anderson Cooper's, colorist.
Wow, I fantasize that that's like a butch job. Like they call a guy in
Right.
from like, hey, this is what I use.
I silver it up.
Yeah. Anderson, how are you?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the
I'm
Jeff
Dutch.
Chandler. Yeah, I'm
Chandler,
Dutch.
right. How you doing? I'm Dutch. This is my assistant, Hap. Yeah. So what do you want? Just straight gray? I don't understand. Anderson. It's a nice name. Brady Anderson. Never mind. What are you gonna do? The news or something? Do. All right. Here's only a guy in the waiting list. Okay. Only a San Francisco Giant. You are a baseball savant like me.
Yeah, I love
So
baseball.
only a baseball fan on the waiting list would know exactly. Name the person. But you are.
Oh,
But you are in the chair.
now I've forgotten.
No, you haven't.
But
But you are. You wouldn't treat me this way if I wasn't in this chair.
well, Betty Davis and Baby Jane.
Yeah.
It's Joan Crawford.
No straight guy would ever
No,
have
I
either
know.
of those
God
names.
damn it, you caught me.
No, it's me. But
She
I
says,
teed it up.
you wouldn't treat me this way if I wasn't in this chair. But you are, Blanche, yeah.
One of the best movies of all times. Elvira, will you take these groceries away and you don't have to return for a few days?
Oh my God, Robert Aldrich is such an interesting. Like Borgie just died, right? Borgnine.
You said this on Smartest Man in the World, and I had Robert Aldrich?
Yeah.
I had no idea what a sociopath director he
Right.
was, like bipolar.
Every other movie.
Now go through this. This is the guy
Okay.
that directed Baby Jane, which
Baby
Alice
Jane,
Cooper,
which is the gayest fucking movie of all.
But I gotta say, also a
Awesome.
phenomenal horror, spooky, and hilarious camp great movie. And
Unbelievably
Alice
macabre.
Cooper, for those of you not on the waiting list, people, rock and rollers out there, rock and roll kittens. Alice Cooper based his entire stage persona on Betty Davis and Baby Jane.
The eye makeup.
Yeah.
I'm writing a letter for Daddy. His address is heaven above.
Oh my God.
He's so spooky.
My wife's gonna flip out
Good.
because I do Betty Davis all the time at the house, and
You
you're
should.
the only other guy.
Underrated.
Yeah, I was doing it all day yesterday because we were talking about. She sent an article. Larry Cohen, who directed Q and The Stuff and all those like horror movies, original gangsters. He's kind of an independent New York film director. Made a movie with Betty Davis called The Evil Stepmother, and he convinced her to do it. And he went to her house, and there was a picture of her daughter. And of course, her daughter wrote a book about her called Mother Goddamn, because she was the most awful mother. And she went, "If your children like you, you haven't done a very good job as a parent." And I was like, that was more Katharine Hepburn, but
No.
you get the idea. Anyway, let's go back to the Robert Aldrich.
And I'm going to write down
So
Katharine
he
Hepburn.
did.
Oh, Betty Davis. Martin Short was on The Tonight Show with Betty Davis.
Was he?
And he did a whole bunch of impressions. And
Oh
he
my
goes,
God, Martin Short.
And Martin Short goes, well, you know what they say? like he's doing,
Yeah.
Betty Davis, and then Johnny goes, "You're so great at that," and then Betty Davis just off camera goes, "Do you do me?" he had just finished doing it.
I think she was wicked vicious and amazingly astute, and like you didn't want to mess with her in any way.
I'm gonna come back to Robert Aldrich. There is like that weird. Brando was Aldrich. Let me just write. Brando was this guy. Malden was one of these guys. Betty Davis was one of these guys. Who, the era was some great Proops. Thanks for coming, my man.
Thank you, Jay.
I'm sorry you had to park so far away. There's a lot of construction going on around here.
I love this neighborhood.
It's a great neighborhood. It's a lot better when there aren't dumpsters and fucking lunch trucks outside your own driveway. When you had to tell the lunch truck, could you back it up? I'm leaving. I'm going to Mass.
Right.
Could you back up your lunch truck, Kiki?
No, I can't. I'm making egg sandwiches. So,
sorry. You know what? That's what's good about Catholicism.
Right.
There's they give you many tries. Were you religious growing up?
No, I did go.
Fall in?
I hope there's kittens out there, because it ain't Bar Lubitsch, but it'll do. It's Fake Mustache Studios, and we have a very handsome...
Sunday school when I was really little. I was thinking about it with my wife today because she mentioned something about when she went to Sunday school. And what I liked was they bought me a suit when I was like 7, and I used to pretend I was James Bond with a Star Trek tracer gun that I had.
Nice, dude.
So that was what I liked about Sunday school. It was kind of boring to me and weird, but...
It is boring.
Yeah.
That really is the bad part of church if you're a kid, is somehow they have not been able to bridge the gap to the under... I'll say under 26.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
Oh, yeah!
Hey, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gallus.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
Now do what I do and say what I say and make me proud.
You know what I liked were the stories. Like, I liked the locust and the plagues and all that.
Yeah.
The Old Testament stuff I thought was just insane.
Do you have a favorite book of the Bible?
Well, I like your Mark and your Matthew. Anytime Jesus, which book is the Beatitudes in? Is that Mark or John or something?
That's Mark. I'm a big Matthew guy.
Oh yeah, man. No, Matthew's quite
It's like
good.
Christ is Buddhist almost.
Player's
coach.
Exactly. I liked that part of the Bible the best when Jesus is
Be cool, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody chill.
Yeah.
Hey, man,